Morning, we'll get started in about 5 minutes. Nice, y'all look good in your jackets. At 6:05, we'll get started. A couple more minutes. Cool. All right. Sorry for, I've been texting people that are not here and I accidentally texted the wrong person. So my apologies. All right. So let's get started. How's everybody doing this morning? Good? Yeah? Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. All right, cool. Okay. So what we're going to be discussing is decision making. How to make decisions. What do you do for making easy decisions to tough decisions? There's a lots of decisions that need to be made every single day. Um, you know, your job as a manager, as a executive chef, as a sous chef, as a line cook, you name it, any of those things, you're going to have to make decisions. And some of those decisions are just sometimes tough to make by, having to fire people, having to hire people, what kind of food to make, what kind of, you name it, how to discipline employees to, everything that possible. But the one thing you need to be able to do is just make decisions. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. Can you share my screen real quick? And we will get started. All right, hold on one second. Let me change my view. All righty. So, making decisions. Now, I think I might have a new person in this class. Um, and if you have not gotten the link to the to where all the PowerPoints are, please message me or email me or whatever else so I can send you all of those PowerPoints or that link to all the PowerPoints. So here we go. Tuesday, man, already flying by. All right. Decision making is a process of making choices by identifying a decision, gathering information, gathering as much information as possible to make the right decision. Um, I- you know, you're just trying to take fragments of information, put it all together to make an actual decision. Okay, so identifying the problem, or the steps in making a decision. Uh, Identify the problem, right? You need to know what the problem is to actually make a decision, right? You need to find your problem. What is the next one? Someone want to read right after individual or identifying the problem? Gather what? Anybody? Or can you gather what?
Information.
Yeah, gather the information, right? Identify the problem, gather the information. What do you need to know? Let's, um, you know, how would you gather the information? By talking to people, by, excuse me, by, looking at the pros and cons of what it is, trying to figure out what the problem is, how to fix it, all of that. But identify or gather relative information. Just gather some information to figure out, okay, there's a problem. Okay, now let's figure out what all the problems are all about. And then identify what?
Solutions.
I'll, yeah, alternate, and sorry, my allergies are real bad today. Sorry, I took some allergy medicine about 45 minutes ago, hoping that it would be better. Um, Identify solutions, some solutions. What do you need to do? And we'll talk about this in a situation in a few minutes. But identify the problem, gather the information, identify um, the solution, and then what's the next one? The
Assess
green.
the
Do what?
assess the evidence.
Yeah, assist the evidence. Like try to figure out what the evidence is to help resolve the issue. Choose from what? How? What do you need to choose from?
The alternatives.
Okay, all the alternatives, and we're gonna kind of go through a scenario in a minute, and take action, and then review the decisions. Okay, so let's someone come up with a problem. Who wants to identify? Tell me a problem in a kitchen or problem in, let's say, someone is not mopping the floor correctly. Okay. Okay. How would you identify? How do you identify that the floor is not being mopped properly? Anybody?
Seeing the dirt that's on the floor that's
See
left.
in the dirt. Okay, so that's the problem. We we someone said they just mopped and there's still dirt and it's dirty on the floor. Okay, so we just identified the problem. What do we need to do to gather the information? You know, who mopped the floor is one thing, right? Um, let's see what other things. Maybe
When did he mop the floor?
yeah, there you go. When did they mop the floor? When uh, what mop? Maybe they used a dirty mop. So which mop did they use? You know, when, where, how, you know, all of those things. So we gathered some related information. Now to resolve to some solutions, okay, maybe retrain, right? Maybe retrain the person to mop. Maybe if they didn't, you know, if they mopped and then all of a sudden, you know, they made a mat, someone made a mess. And hold on a second, I don't have my chat open, and someone put something. Customer received the wrong order. Oh, sorry. Oh, I will use that scenario in a minute. Okay, so the mopping, access, or what's the next one after solutions? Like maybe get retrain, maybe get them to do it uh, maybe one more time um, in the hour. If they're going to mop every hour, maybe get them to mop every 30 minutes or something like that. Choose, let's see, take action. Um, you know, I mean, you know, let's make sure that person does it, and then review the decision. So if if I told them to mop every 30 minutes now, and I need to look at the floor and make sure that I review, you know, review everything and make sure it's we're doing the correct thing, and if we are, then just keep doing the same thing. So just identify, it's all about trying to figure out what the problem is and trying to fix the problem. So there we go. Identify the problem. Okay, so let's talk about someone said they received the wrong order. You received in a fast food station, or you received your wrong wrong food or something like that. So identify the problem. The problem is you got the food going through a drive-through and it was wrong. Okay. So, or you got that, and then the person came up to the manager, and you are the manager, and said, I got the wrong food. So we're all going to have that scenario, and we're going to think about that throughout this steps. Okay, identify the problem. So what was the problem? No, the wrong food in the drive-through, right? All right. Gather related information. What do we need to know about this drive-through? Y'all kind of, someone kind of work it out.
Which person ordered that before or after?
Yeah. You want to find out who maybe gathered or who did the order, who put the order together. Maybe did they get, someone, was their food not ready, and then all of a sudden someone just handed you a bag, and then you put it in, handed it to the people thinking it was their bag. Any of that sort of stuff, that those are the problems. Identify the alternatives. What do you think about this? How will you solve the problem? What are the how would you solve this problem?
Remake the order.
Yeah. Okay. And then weigh the evidence. Okay. Make sure that the evidence, you make the order, or you need to do what? Draw kind of a conclusion, or finally place the alternatives in the proper order based on your own values. Basically, you have, was it ethically right? Was it, whatever else? But weigh the evidence and decide what you need to do. Choose what? What do we need to choose? Anybody? It says step 5.
Alternative solution.
Choose an alternative solution, right? So we need to figure out another solution to fix the problem, right? Take action. We got to take action, right? We got to do something, because we are in a business of producing product. So we need to take action and resolve that issue. And then review and decide what we need to do, if it worked correctly. If it didn't, maybe we need to go back to step 1 and go back again and try it again. But that is the steps. Has anybody ever had to make big decisions in a job, like some decision, firing people or hiring people? Have you had to hire anybody?
No.
How about the military? You make decisions every day, right?
I couldn't necessarily hire or fire people.
Yeah, but you make life or death situations. When you're out there, you're making life or death, decisions, right? You've got to, just decision making is very, very important. You can't just play what I call Switzerland. You can't sit in the middle and just kind of, and just kind of hang out in the middle in a way. Sometimes you have to make a decision, right or wrong. You have to make a decision, and sometimes, guys, you make the wrong decision. I've over the years made wrong decisions, and then I kick myself and go, damn, I wish I made the other decision or whatever else. But it is a learning curve, everybody learns. Everybody is learning. All right. uh, what to do once the decision has been made. Okay, you should take action first, right? You need to take action, then implement a decision. You need to immediately make a decision. Um, you know, sometimes you do. Sometimes problems you don't have to make a decision right then and there. You might need to work it out or talk it out or deal with it, but there's always a there's always something that comes from your action by your deciding either to do it or not to do it, or to, you know, pros and cons of any of decisions. There's always both sides of the story. So you need to kind of think about both sides. And sometimes, you know, like I said, you make the wrong decision. What do you do when you make the wrong decision? Guys, sometimes I go up to my employees and I have said, hey, I'm sorry, I made the wrong decision. I screwed up. Trying to make sure that you stay humble and you be honest with people. Hold on a second. Customer received an offer a free mail. Yeah. So sorry, I don't stay on the chat line that much. Uh, so if there is something on there that you want me to see, just please let me know. Hold on.
Yeah, some people will make the wrong decision and just roll with it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, no, you sometimes you have to. You've got to go through. Uh, you know, again, you're gonna, as a manager, we're all human, right? And we do make mistakes, and we do the wrong thing sometimes. So just making sure that you do the best you can, and you look at what's morally and ethically correct, and you just try to do what you think is best. And sometimes what your decisions make other people angry, so you need to sometimes um, you know, explain to people, hey, I'm here to make all those tough decisions, and you know, either you like it or you don't, but it's just part of what it is, right? So um, so making sure you make at least have a good working knowledge of what you're deciding on, and gathering all that information. Because if you don't have all the information, you're going to make a kind of a half-cocked kind of, you know, you're going to be doing it where making decisions without having all the information. And if you do that, you could potentially uh, make the wrong decision. So making sure you have everything, all your what I call ducks in a row, or everything in order. That's what you kind of need to make sure you do. Here's a little funny. What happened to the project? I delegated to you. I delegated it to this person. So delegation. Another little video. Deciding when to delegate. Okay, so delegation. Um, you know, managers do a lot of delegating because managers they get all of the projects, right? They'll get the project or the job or whatever, all the stuff, and then they have to spread it out to everybody else. So when to delegate, what to delegate, and how to phrase delegating, like make sure when you delegate something to somebody, you give them a time frame, you give them kind of uh, kind of rules to follow for whatever the product I gave you to do. or whatever job I give you to do. So delegating um, is just part of being a manager because you cannot get everything done as a manager. Um, or as the boss or whatever else, you're not going to ever be able to get it all done. So you have to delegate. Um, so the downside of delegating and the upside of delegating. Um, Someone tell me some. I mean, you can read these or come up with other scenarios, but the downside of delegating. Anybody want to give me some negatives of delegating?
You have to trust that the person that you delegated the work to. I'm getting an echo. Give me a second. You have to trust the person that you delegated the work to isn't gonna f everything up, because then it's in your name if it does get messed up.
That is so correct. Anybody else want to put their 2 cents in?
Oh, also that's another step in between. This needs to be done. Okay, I'll get it done. So
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. Anybody else? Sometimes they can go slower. Sometimes they don't have all the information. Let's see. Sometimes they're not going to do it the way you want it done. Or the the steps that you do. But again, you have to delegate it, and you got to let someone do it, right? Um, because again, you you gave that project to them. They've got to do it in a timely manner. That's the one thing that I always get in or have issues with. If you don't give them a time frame, any of the people that you're giving it to, you need to make sure you give a time frame. If not, they could be late. You can do it anytime you want to. Well, then that's right, anytime you want. But I sometimes will say, hey, I need this project done by this date. Okay, give them a date. And then about halfway through that date, I will, to that date, communicate, hey, how are we doing? It's about halfway through. How are y'all almost ready or whatever else? Just kind of following up and making sure that they know that the delegation or that I'm managing and watching what that project is that you are doing. So, um, let's see, any other negative sides to delegating? I mean, like I said, they're not going to do it exactly like the way you do it, but that's one of the downsides, I think, and that's part of letting go and being able to be a manager by not having to always say, well, you did it a different way than I wanted. Well, maybe they did, but they got it done, right? The upside of delegating, hey, you have a lot more time to see, to go walk on the floor in the restaurant or to manage your employees a little bit more. If you delegate some of your duties, you can some of your or many duties that you have, but uh, you can spend a little more time with your teammates or your team a little bit more. Um, what are any other upsides to delegating? You free up.
Uh, Adding on to number 4, your teammates, your team group becomes like reliable and trustworthy.
Yes,
So that's
yes,
they'll get it done.
yeah, yep. That's a great one. Um, you know, Building a strong team uh, is probably ideal. And sometimes, excuse me, sometimes when you delegate items, some like imported items, people feel like, oh, he or she trusts me with this, you know, job or this task. And that starts when I start delegating. I'm looking for people that are going to be knocking it all out, getting it all done. And I look at those people for pay raises or raises or promotions or any of that sort of stuff. So any of these, the upside is I find diamonds in the rough managers that are badass managers in there when I start delegating items to people, and some people shine, and some people don't. So when I delegate, I'm looking for go-getters and that I can put in a management role eventually. Here is a little funny. I'll let y'all look at. Okay, making decisions, uh, problems.
I missed it.
Oh, what was it? Oh. Um, did you say something, Kevin?
Hmm?
Did you say something? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Damn it.
Let's see. Okay, so uh, much of managers' time is spent on decision-making process. Up to 75% of their time is making decisions. Isn't that crazy? I mean, 75% of managers' time is spent on making decisions. For example, let's talk about what kind of decisions. The chef, or let's talk about the chef. Since everybody is going to culinary school, so decisions. Um, do we have enough food that is ordered? Do we have enough fish for the night or whatever else? Do we have enough employees? Who are my employees? We had to schedule those employees, so that's some decision making. Who to schedule, any sort of problems that happen in let's say we ran out of food, certain items, I need to make, or you need to make those decisions, what to do, how to do it, how to manage that. Having a disgruntled employee, disgruntled customer. What was that person, Karen? Is that what they call that lady, right? Just a crazy kind of lady, right? So, so like, how to deal with a Karen. If you have one of those Karens that come out into your workplace and just cause a big scene and all of that, what do you do with that person? How do you manage that? If there's a fire, what do you do as a manager? There's so many decisions you got to make, and they're just getting thrown at you left and right and left and right, and you do your best. You try your best to make the right decision. Sometimes you screw up and you fail, but you know it is what it is in a way. But you tried your best to make the right, morally, ethically right decision. Oh, sorry, I reading the chat. Sorry, I see it pop up and I move that chat button up there. All right, so just making sure that you make those right decisions. So I'm gonna move on. All right, so 7 strategies for delegating better and getting more done. Okay, so again, it's all about money and time, you know, getting more done with less employees, getting more done with less product, getting more done just in general, because you're delegating and I can get groups of people to do certain things, and that alleviates my workload, so where or your workload, so where it makes it so where you can be a little more visible and around all your employees a lot more. Okay, so becoming a good leader involves delegating tasks to employees. This can be very difficult to do for many people, but there are tricks to make it easier and more effective. So that's what we're going to be talking about, or the the 7 steps. Whether your team, you're a team leader, um, just making sure you manage the workload. The workload is very important. You put too much workload on somebody, they're just going to get bogged down. You've got to manage everybody's workload and not get them to be bogged down. Um, Delegating tasks is a skill. Okay, now you just have to make sure you delegating is a skill, because I think it's the way your tone of voice, it's the way you approach somebody. If you approach someone and say, "Hey, do this now," right? That's very aggressive, right? People are like, "Screw you, I'm not gonna do it," whatever else. If you're just like very aggressive and like, "Hey, do this now," um, you need to delegate in a proper way. You don't have, you know, you get what you get, basically. If you delegate and you give them not much information, then you're going to get a half-assed product, right? You're not going to get, hold on a second. Who's unmuted?
Oh,
Okay, thank you. No, that's fine. I just get my echo. I hear my voice back at me. But making sure you're delegating, and you delegate with a lot of information, because if you give them information, you're going to get a better product in return. Um, if you give them very little or half-assed amount of information, you're going to get a half-assed product, or you're going to get a not finished or not very well finished project or whatever it is. So make sure you give them all the information. Learn to let go. Biggest problem most new bosses and leaders face is the ability to let go of their own work. Guys, that is a problem, because most chefs are control freaks. I would say about 90% of us in the industry are control freaks. So we like to control everything in the industry. I like to control everything. Because you know what? Sometimes you think, hey, it's not going to get done the way I want it done, so I'm going to do it. Well, if you try to do everything, you're not going to have enough time. You're going to wear yourself out. You're going to turn yourself, you're just going to just wear yourself out. I mean, burnout. You're going to be a burnout pretty much. So you need to let things go. Let someone else have to do it. And, you're the boss. You're the one that's, if they don't get it done correctly, push it back to them and say, get it done correctly. But you have to let things sometimes you hate doing the job, but it is what it is. You gotta let it go and let your employees work for you. Uh, am I there? Did I freeze up on you? All right.
Yeah,
Am I back now?
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just saw that
Yeah, you
too.
came back.
But just let things go. Okay. Establish a firm, a, a fair and firm uh, system of what to do. As part of your letting go, you need to develop a system for tasks, like a prep sheet, if you will. Sometimes people have prep sheets that you need to get done, or task sheets. You know, make sure you give them all the information that they need. Um, Play to your employees' strengths. Of course, that's exactly what I'm going to do. If I'm going to just, Miss Pope, she's great at making, I don't know, cookies or something. So anytime I have any cookie making, I'm going to delegate it to him. Whatever else, but just follow whatever your strength is. I'm going to use it to. Y'all there now? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I got you.
Okay, sorry. I don't know. All of a sudden it went off and then it went back on. So my apologies. Let me get back the PowerPoint. I apologize, guys. Don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's not your fault, Chef. We've already blamed Eric. Damn it, Eric.
Okay.
It wasn't even me. It was you.
Are we there?
Wait. I can hear, but I cannot see.
All right, come on, Kevin, teach the class.
All right, I'm the host now, and we will be learning about fucking bread. This is bread. It's good for sandwiches, avocado toast. This concludes my TED Talk. Eric, if you wouldn't mind taking over.
Okay. This is water. You drink it and you shower with it. That concludes my podcast.
Damn, what else do you do with it though?
I'd like to touch on what Eric said. There's another ingredient that people don't know about. It's very frowned upon. However,
Most people
you
don't
can
use
use
soap.
dog for about anything.
Oh damn. I got cat.
Cat is acceptable as a solution. Like, I mean, fatten it up a little bit because ew. Ramon, that's a small cat. Remy, get in here. You're dumb. Get inside. I'm not chasing you. I'm certainly not chasing you. Oh, mic's still on. So did Chef just go away?
Yeah, he did.
Well, that sucks because I was about to cook this dog and I was hoping nobody would notice. But all right, Bob. Now get in the. Why are you wet? Ew. Eric, I need recipe ideas. How do you garnish a dog?
Parsley.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, my man. Come on, Bubs, let's go get some parsley. I have basil.
The basil's not gonna work.
Sage. Oregano.
Maybe.
Tarragon.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm restarting my computer. Why don't we take a break and we'll start at 7:30.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll just take a break until 7:30. I had my computer forced a restart. So sorry, guys.
In the meantime, we'll watch Kevin cook his dog.
That's good. I'll.
Don't say that out loud.
Okay, he's not cooking him, he's just prepping him.
All right, Bubs, tenderize yourself. Where are you?
Oh, you gotta get meat tenderizer, otherwise it's gonna be stiff.
Oh. I think you can actually understand what I'm saying because every time I go back in the kitchen, it looks. Come here. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, into the oven.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, sir. We sure can.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. I guess it forced a restart. That's what it was doing. So we'll start at 7:30.
Yes, sir. No problem, sir.
Cool. Thank you.
Chef, are we allowed to wear aprons?
Do you want me to, are you talking about wearing them right now?
I mean, like in general.
Yeah, we wear aprons for like when we're cooking, for sure.
Okay, good, because I get super messy and
Yeah, no,
I'm sitting in my living room in this white jacket and somehow it already got dirty.
yeah, no, like usually it's a over the head kind of apron, so it covers your chest area.
Okay, good.
So yes.
It's so white.
Yeah. What kind of dog is that?
An asshole. Stop! Stop! Yeah, my wife decided we needed a shepherd.
Oh, that's a big dog.
No, I don't mind the size. It's the fact that whenever she lays down somewhere, I pull up a shepherd-sized coat.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Shedding everywhere.
God. Like she was outside for 2 minutes yesterday, and I swear to God, she's still suffering from some sort of weird heat stroke thing.
Oh,
Don't eat that.
yeah, it's hot.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. Are y'all ready? Let's hit it. And it looks like I maybe having internet issues again, or just I'm gonna have to go check it out, but it looks like it kind of gets disconnected every once in a while. But I will see what I can do. Let me get back to the power. Hold on 1 second. Let me get back to the. Okay, so I'm gonna have it set up like this, just because every time I feel like I start the actual PowerPoint, it will kick me off. So I'm gonna kind of leave it like this. Um, so you kind of going back to where review, right? So this is kind of delegation. And learn to let it go is number one. We discussed that. Number two was establish a firm, uh, like a system, uh, procedure, and then uh, play to the worker's strengths. And that means like I want to pair up somebody or let someone work with someone that maybe is a little weak in one area, but the other person is strong in the other area. So just kind of working to balance it all out, and always include instructions. Yes, and that's the one thing you need to be very careful with when you give those instructions. Those are the instructions everybody's gonna, you know, read, and they need to understand it and make it
Damn it, Eric.
There's two of them now.
Two what? Two Erics?
There's three.
Oh my God, he's multiplying.
all right. Hey guys, let's do this. Instead of me kind of going back and forth, getting kicked off, do y'all want to just do kind of finish going over it on your own, and then we will kind of go over, kind of review it tomorrow? Would y'all like to do that? Because I'm getting kicked off every few minutes. It seems like I'm gonna have to go find the router and restart it and all of that sort of stuff. Y'all just want to kind of go ahead and work on your own for the rest of the day? Yeah. All right. Coolio. All right. Y'all be safe, and I will get this worked out. Sorry. This damn internet. That damn internet. All right. Y'all have a good day. Be safe. All right.
Peace out, Chef.
Peace, guys. Have a great day.
Hey, Chef. Still blame you, Eric.